Welcome back to Uncommon Monsters for our scarily stupendous second session. I'm your monster DM Cory, joining you along with our players, my beastly brother Chris, who will be playing Vol, the Bugbear Bard, the awfully awesome Alaina, playing Ishi, the Goblin Cleric, and we're missing the absurdly absent Alex, who plays Giltrema, the Medusa Paladin. However, the story must go on. So, gird your blades and sharpen your loins. It's monstering time. In our last session, we were introduced to our three monsters, and we got to know a little bit about them as they made their way from their monstrous home nation of Droaam to the human city of Sharn, where they each hoped to win the historic land lottery for their own personal reasons. So you two go ahead and roll initiative for me real quick. Please.
Nope.
Okay, so Chris, give us a just brief breakdown of your character, Wilbert. Tell us your background. Briefly, what did we learn about him last session? What's he look like? And we'll move over to Alaina.
Bugbear, getting a little later in life. Spent most of his life when he was younger, was into sports. Later on, found out due to a sickness, he kind of lost the opportunity to win big and wasn't able to play the sport from then on and resorted to teaching it. Was reached by one of the hags in his dream and convinced to participate in this land lottery on the chance of opening a stadium of some kind. So now he's ventured from Droaam to Sharn, and now he's out in Breland.
All right, Alaina, Ishi.
Ellie, I'm gonna have to find her voice. I don't know. She's a little goblin lady, advancing in years, definitely. She's about just shy of 3 feet tall, but if you ask her, she's 2'11" 3/4 inches. Do not forget the 3/4 inches. She's got black hair, short with silver streaks, bedecked in her armor, and constantly carrying weapons. She grew up, a soldier, and when it got time for retiring years, it came time to find another purpose, and she just so happened to find a temple and was like, I guess this now. Next to her, you see this small, tiny dragon-looking creature sitting on her shoulder, looking irritated, very irritated at everything.
Excellent. And then our third thing is Giltrema, who is a Medusa Paladin that joined the group. It was at the land lottery that our three monsters met for the first time. Thanks in no small part to the will of the hag patrons, to which our monsters have bound themselves. Through the power of the hag tokens, the uncommon monsters were thrust together and inexorably tied to one another as the three thanes of Droaland's third ward. Breland being the name of the newly established territory at the western border of Breland and Droaam, a future trade settlement under joint control of the two nations. As Thanes of Droaland, our three monsters find themselves under direct command of the appointed Lieutenant Governor of Droaland's third ward, Zara de Velderan, daughter of Derek de Velderan, the acting governor of Droaland. Per the Thanes contract, they're obligated to do the bidding of the Lieutenant Governor, working to help develop the third ward for 2 years before they will be granted their freedom and their own plots of land. How our monsters will balance the demands of their Thane duties with those imposed by their hag patrons has yet to be seen. But there's no doubt they have become major pieces in a game that has just begun to play out. After winning the lottery and proving the Tsar, they at least aren't useless in a battle by fighting off a small pack of more than mildly displeased kobolds. Our monsters revealed their connection to the daughters of Sorkel, to Zara, who told them not to divulge any information to anybody else and promised they would continue the conversation once it was safe to do so. Zara paid the monsters their first 1,000 gold piece salary and advised them to stock up on supplies before leaving the next morning, which they did, obtaining a number of useful items, including some holy water and a few interesting companions, including a dwarf black dragon named Smoke that has pledged itself to Ezzy. At sunrise, the morning after the landladder, our monsters rejoined Zara and teleported from Sharn to Droland, arriving in the midst of a camp in chaos, caused by the ominous appearance of the translucent dragon god Chronepsis, who soared lowly and slowly across the land of Droland before settling on a small island just offshore in Manta Bay. Once the panic caused by Chronepsis passes, Zara puts you to work, helping establish the initial base camp around the teleportation circle, located in the First Ward, the site of the future capital of Droland. So if you'll turn your attention to roll 20, I'm going to show you all where you are. Hold on a second, that's not it yet. I got to scroll. What you'll see is Droland separated up into its 4 wards. It's right there at the western border between Breland in the south and Droam in the north. You all are the Thanes of the 3rd ward up there in the northeastern quadrant. But right now, the first place you ported into is down here in the 1st ward on the coast. This is going to be the ward where the capital will be established. And if you recall from the contract you signed, this is the one that is oversought by Lieutenant Governor Davin de Velderan, the eldest of Derek, next in line, and some characters that you've never met before. The names Flavius Bonneville, Chazzelbane Irtain, and Kateria Irtain. You have arrived in what looks to be a camp, a makeshift camp of tents, strewn about an area where that was sparsely populated with like brush and trees that's been cleared away. These tents have been thrown up, and you've got what looks like maybe enough for 100 people. And in talking to Zara, you find that the other folks came in the night before, apparently, and Zara, just like them, set me up for failure. Apparently, everybody came in the night before. They've already set up. They've already gotten started. They've already laid claims to the different projects in here. So what I need you all to do, I want you to spread out, go check in on each of these other not my brothers and sisters and their new little Thane puppets. See if you can lend them a hand with the camp, and see what you can learn. You need to start gathering intel and information, because once we have a chance to talk, you're going to understand that a lot of this is political. You're muted, Alaina.
No, I wasn't talking. There weren't words. No, I wasn't talking. It was.
Oh, great. Here it comes.
So, basically, she asked you all to go and check out the camp and split up. And she wants each of you to help out with the Thanes of the other wards in this little makeshift camp that is the very first of what's going to be a grand settlement here in the newly established territory of Droaam. So each of you go ahead and give me a perception.
Before I roll this perception, Vol's specifically looking for whatever Thane and helpers are actually like. I want to look for someone, or Vol wants to look for someone who's already trying to contribute. I'm going to avoid anyone who's.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to put headphones on and see if I can hear you better. I'm not hearing you.
Okay. there's something else I can use as a mic.
I'm hearing you all right, but that doesn't mean much.
Okay.
This is the episode of Sound Issues.
It's a day of sound issues. I can't believe my mic died on me.
Yeah. I can't believe my headset jack died. Like, it was literally working fine. And then I went upstairs to go, like, get food. And I came back downstairs and it just fucking was gone.
That's how my mic was. It was working fine last night. Today, nothing. All Cory was hearing was dips and daps from it.
Crazy time. Crazy time to be alive.
Look at them sleek headphones, though.
I know, right?
Too bad they're not Ray-Bans. Sponsor us.
All right, so if that,
All right. You hear me better now? Nothing.
whatever. All right, so what are you looking for specifically?
Specifically, Vol's looking for whatever Thane and helpers or team looks like they're already trying to help out. If he's going to help anyone, he's going to look for those that are already trying to do what they can. He's not going to help anyone who's just sitting around doing nothing. So looking for go-getters. You want a perception or
All right, so
investigation?
both of you go ahead and give me a perception roll as you're checking out this camp that you poured into, and I'll describe to you what you see. Oh, nice.
Sweet. Let's hope that sets the precedent for the rest of the session.
That's the bar for today. I don't really remember how Ezzy sounds. Is this close to what I was doing?
Yes.
Okay. I'm like, I don't really remember how. I just know that I have to talk out of the corner of my mouth.
I gotta remember to deepen
All
my
right,
voice.
I'll turn my AC unit down so I could hear better. All right, so with those perception rolls, yeah, that's good stuff. So first of all, when you pour it in, you've got a stone circle that's set around you, and there are glyphs that are carved into the circle. It looks like it's probably 15-foot diameter. And so you wouldn't be able to pour something very large in here, but you could do a few people at a time, maybe 5 or 6, depending on their size. So you're in view about, I'd say, a few 100 yards away to your west. So if you look at the map, I'll ping you. You're right here. So you can see the bay, Manta Bay out here. And you can actually see there's a little island, and I say little island, the dragon makes it look little because he takes up the whole island. And you can see him out there. But besides this little stone, there's a tent camp behind to the west of everything. It's pretty clear between the teleportation circle, which looks like hired guards standing there, a few human guards and half-elf looking that have clearly been hired to guard that area. And then the tent area with just, again, set up canvas tents, some that are larger and are for, you think, probably meetings or groups of people, and then some smaller ones, enough for about 100 people, which you see once you start to look about how people have divided themselves up. And what you see out by the coast is a group working on the docks, and they're hauling, as they're cutting trees from around the camp area, which again are sparsely populated with trees, are hauling it out to the coast, some of them, this group, and using it to build docks. And you can see that they're already actually making nets and casting them out and fishing and starting to collect fish for food. And this group looks mainly made up of like humans and half-elves that are doing the work, maybe a dozen or so, and then led by what you recognize as the Fourth Ward folks, the human lady, Lyric Velderan, who is the lieutenant governor, leading your first look at some of your other things, helping along the docks and helping actually with the fishing part of it out there in the water, looking completely at home, is, would either of you have ever seen a turtle before?
I doubt it. Actually, is it fair to roll a 100 sider and say 51 and above I have, 50 and lower I haven't?
So I'm gonna have you roll, but I want to know based on your backgrounds. We'll say for the lore of this situation, would you have knowledge of your characters have knowledge of the seas
Oh no.
and sailing?
Yeah, definitely not.
No, as he stayed in the plains, she never really left that much unless it was to go a war conquering, and then it was just for the slaughter, not for the sightseeing.
I'm not a fan
Fair.
of water. I don't like sinking. Never really learned to swim.
Got you. Okay, so in that case, give me a disadvantage history roll. He says question
Roll
markily.
history.
Nine!
Is question markedly an adjective?
It is now.
It says question markedly. So history. So what's your roll was a 4, Chris?
What for history?
You rolled insight.
12.
No, I rolled history.
Oh,
Oh,
I
you
rolled
got
insight.
And then but your roll is a 4, right?
My roll is a 4, yes.
We'll call it.
I don't know how you willed that into existence, but yes,
We'll
my
call-
roll is a 4.
Max.
We'll call it a 5 because your initial roll was a 4 plus 5, but then you got a plus 1. So
Oh,
we'll
that's
call-
right. Yes. Well,
That's
it would be a 3 because I have a -1.
You have a -1 to history?
I have a -1 to history.
Okay, well,
Look,
damn.
I ain't smart, okay?
You don't know what this is, Alaina. I should
It's
say,
a
Ezzy.
turtle-looking thing.
It's a giant turtle that is blowing your mind right now because it's a humanoid turtle. This guy is something that you never even imagined that you would see. He's a walking and talking turtle, and he's like, "Hey, everybody!" and he's giving orders. He's like, "Yeah, you got to cast that net out further than that. Come on, I'll show you." And he's directing them, and he's got a spear, and he's fishing. You see that he's got a wild contraption. Chris, Volbert, you might have heard of something like this before. This is a legend for sure of these creatures called turtles, and they live on an island out west. So let's see if I can pull you to a map, help you see what's going on.
Heard about these guys. They're ninjas.
It's a turtle, but it's big.
It's a
It's a turtle. Look at it. Yeah, they're out apparently there's an island out in the Barren Sea, out west, far out in the Corvair, and it's these island of these turtles that are fishers and sailors, and they live on the seas, and every once in a while they'll join up with expeditions of other types. And there's even been some that have known to be actually accepted within human society. So this one clearly was in Sharn and was granted the Thane's-ship of the Fourth Ward, which is a big deal because this ward is going to be the center of, that's the one in the south east, in the center of pretty much where all the trade's going to be happening and crossing culture. So he apparently earned himself some kind of reputation. So he is, y'all don't know his name yet. You haven't talked to any of these people. I'm just giving you what you're seeing.
Right.
So what you do see in addition, though, is something interesting on this guy, is he has strapped to his back, which looks like a collection of canisters. He's got these hoses that go to around his waist. He's wearing this strap that looks like some type of hemp rope strap, and it's holstered in it is these long tube looking with triggers on it devices, and you haven't seen him do anything with them, but it's definitely something that stands out. that you've never seen before. And then in addition to him, you've got the two other things, which is a human and an elf woman who are directing the workers, the humans and half-elves that are working on the docks. And they're directing them as they're building this pier and this area for like a marina where they'll start to be able to, they've got some boats that they've already made that people are starting to go out and scout in. You've even heard that people are starting to go try to visit the dragon, talk to the dragon. The human bard, he looks like a bard clearly because he's just sitting as the elf woman is giving orders, telling them, okay, about over here, that's far enough on that one. Let's start over here on this one. We need 2 more boats at this dock here. Make sure you go help them with the nets. She's directing people around very authoritatively, and standing behind her looking proud, just arms behind her back, is Larrick, the human, the lieutenant governor, Larrick Belderan, just watching this elf woman give the orders approvingly. And then the man, who you would assume would be some type of bard or musician, is just sitting on a crate, strumming a lute, and just humming and watching, not doing much. But you can assume that the man and the elf woman are 2 of the Thanes, because they clearly have positions of power. And if you look close enough, you see their Thane badges like you have. Then, as you continue to look through the camp, beyond where the tents are, you see that construction's begun on a lodge, which is going to be a big enough building to house a lot of people. It's probably the first you could assume of a number of lodges that are going to be more structurally sound and more long-term than these tents. And of course, along with the lodge, they're building like a latrines area and working on that type of thing. And you see working in this area are what you can determine through deduction and asking are the folks of the first ward. You see Davin de Velderan, who is, let's say, so the lodge.
Last name was de Velderan?
Yeah, so scratch that for a second. What you see for the lodge, you don't see de Velderan. It's not the first word. What you see are clearly some more folks from your neck of the woods. What you see is working on building the lodge, and also what clearly getting themselves together, gathering weapons and tools to get ready for a hunt, is being led by the lieutenant governor, a half-orc, Doran Velderan. These Velderan, they're all Darren Velderan, the governor, they're all his siblings, all 4, the lieutenant governors. So this half-orc guy, barking orders, all right, pick it up, come on, let's go, bring that over, right? No, wrong, all right, you go help at the docks or something, you're worthless. Barking orders very forcefully. As he's doing that, you see a massive Goliath woman. She's carrying like 2 full trees on either shoulder, and she's following the orders of Doran. You recognize her probably as one of the Thanes because she stands out from the others. So she's doing a lot of work. If y'all could pull her weight, we'd actually be making some progress here. And then working with the hunting party, you've got a group of gnolls being led by another gnoll who stands out. He's wearing a little more of protective gear. His leather work looks more intricate and less worn. He's got nicer weapons. Is a gnoll that's working on making some arrows. And he's talking to the others. All right, so you got to follow our orders once we get out there. Borks will tell us what to do. I'll lead it. We're looking for apparently, they got some stag and boar in the area. Should be pretty easy kills. And then this massive troll that he motioned to. Yeah, that's right. It'll be easy killing as long as you lot listen to me, okay? Make sure that you don't stray. There could be dangerous stuff out here as well. So, in addition to that group, which is working on the lodge and getting ready to go hunting, the only other group you see are the folks from the first ward, and they're out beyond the lodge in an area that's being cleared and clearly set to be made into agricultural farming area. And you see standing together, very separate from where the work is happening, a group of what looks like a human who is clearly in charge in the same livery or dress as his other fellow lieutenant governors, Davin de Velderan, the eldest of the Velderan, of Darren's children, Derek's children. And standing with him to his right is a very colorfully dressed, different cloth and sashes, half elf. This is sure dreary. When are they going to be done with the lodge? So we can have at least a somewhat proper place to rest ourselves. I didn't sign up for this. I'm going to be running a city. I hope you're not already complaining, Flavius. Are you going to be cut out for this or not? Yes, sir, but you know, my skills aren't this type of thing. Yes, I know your skills well. Well, how about you shut up for now? Well, I do believe that Mr. de Valderan is right. We shouldn't complain. This is going to be wonderful. Hey, you work faster. Faster, I say. Get to it. You see that they're using goblin labor. They have a lot of goblins and a few ogres doing that heavy lifting as they're actually plowing the fields, and they're setting the fences, and they're starting to build what looks like farm type structures. And you've got different of the goblins who are making their way out into the surrounding area. And it looks like they're coming back with different fruits and nuts and items that they've gathered for food as well. So they're doing some farming and gathering. So the one standing to the left, this elf guy, he continues, like, these goblins, they're the worst. Why did we hire them? They were cheap. Do you want to go do it? Oh, of course not. Yes, brother, I could see you building a farm. That would be wonderful. To his left, a young elf woman, who you can assume is the fourth of the Thanes, who are working on the farming and gathering section. So what you've got is you've got that first word folks, Davin and his three Thanes, working on farming and gathering. And then you've got the folks from under Doran, the half-orc, Doran Velderan. You've got the Knoll and the Troll who are getting ready to lead a hunting party. And you've got a Goliath chick who is helping as a third thing, who's helping build. Now, that one, Giltrima, I'll go with the hunting party, and he joins them. So what you all are left with, your choices are between either helping the first word folks with their farming and gathering and getting to know old Davin and his crew a little more, or helping with the folks on the docks and getting to know Lyric and the Turtle and the Bard and the Elf a little better. So you two roll me initiative, and whoever is the higher will get to pick. And since there's two choices, the lower one will get the other.
Oh.
Woo! Roll it again. Roll it again. We're not using modifiers.
Roll off.
It's a roll off, everybody. Ooh. So Christopher, I think you just mentioned that you do not like water. So I assume you might be picking the other one. That's your choice.
Even though I'm not too good at swimming, I'm definitely gonna go help out these turtle folk. We're gonna be here a long time. The tensions are already pretty rough between the Droaam folk, us, and the people from Shard. Let's ease some of that tension early. As long as I can stay out of the water, I think I'll be okay. So I'm heading towards the Tortle.
Okay. And what was the reasoning again?
Was that tension? I'm sorry. Because tensions between earlier we learned tensions between the Sharn folk and the Droaam folk are incredibly tense. So my idea is, since we're going to be stuck here with these folk for a while, we might as well go ahead and start easing that tension early.
So both of your choices are folks from Sharn. The folks doing the farming gathering in the first ward are from Sharn, as are Fort. But you can pick, if you want to pick the
I
docks.
thought the hunting party was goblins.
Well, the hunting party is already taken. That's Giltrim is going with them. Right. So y'all are between the farming and gathering, which is under Davin the human, which is your half-elf, flamboyant looking guy, and then the elf siblings, the elf guy and lady, and then the other choice is the docks, where you've got the turtle and the elf.
I think Volbert's still going for the docks. I do not like the half elves. He's already decided they are the lowest of the low at this point.
So Alaina, that's going to leave you with the folks from the first ward. So you're going to be helping with the farming and gathering, and you're going to get to go meet that crew.
That's not exactly my forte, but I guess I'll do that. That sounds fine. And I'm going to like make eyes and just go.
Have fun. I'm going to go catch some fish.
Yeah, we're about to see how this interaction goes. It's going to be great.
But before I go over, I would like to, if possible, kind of like turn to Smoke and just like, if you want to go eavesdrop on those little guys over there who are thinking about that what did you call him, Chronepsis? I mean, I wouldn't put it past you. It's up to you, buddy.
You want me to go check out Chronepsis? Is that what you're saying to him?
Yeah, I was gonna send Smoke to.
Got you.
To go eavesdrop and figure out and just go like learn some stuff about that, because when we had first come through, Smoke knew his name, knew what he was, and had some feelings.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go let Smoke do Smoke's thing.
In your mind, in your mind, you get the response. Hesitantly. I think I will stay with you for now.
Oh. Do you not get along?
Why, that is a god.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could just blink me out of existence if I irritated him.
Oh. Well, we wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know how I'd feel if I ever met any of my gods, but I imagine it'd be kind of weird.
It's not really a you're and my god thing. This is just a god. Not anybody's specific god. I mean, some people, I guess, but it's just one of the gods, right? So maybe later.
Okay, it's up to you. You just let me know.
Yes.
I'll be here.
I'm curious more than this is. I'm kind of freaking out.
Oh, you're kind of feeling a little emotion about it, I see. Okay.
Fangirling just a little bit at this point.
That's okay, and I'll give him a little scratch under the chin.
Yeah, maybe we can go together later. Okay, if I had you there, it would be different.
Okay, well, we'll have to go check that out a little bit later then, okay, buddy?
Maybe so. Maybe I'll think about it. That's
all right.
I mean, this is a god.
I mean, meeting a legend is hard. I know one time I had the opportunity to have a dinner with a very important battalion leader, and I just couldn't talk the whole time. I just sat there and I just stared, and they thought I was so strange. But I eventually got it together to talk, and then I started talking about raising animals and my wargs, and it kind of derailed from there. But
maybe I wonder, was that battalion leader here when the world began? Is it like because this, I don't know if we can talk, like, I don't know what to bring, I don't know if recipes or,
I mean, you know, conversation, you know,
Maybe
like
so.
sometimes the most endearing is when you just talk
Yeah.
about common interests, and I don't know, maybe you guys both like burning cattle with your fire or your acid or your ice. I don't really know how that works. How does that work? Is that a thing? Is that a
I
thing?
think he mainly likes recording events of great import in the world, like cataclysm, like that dude. Like since he's here, I think I heard somebody say, "When the shit goes down, you better get ready." I think I heard that saying somewhere. That applies.
Interesting. So you're implying that Carnepsis thinks that this whole thing is important to the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, it's because see, Carnepsis can see the future, and like, that's not even right. Carnepsis is outside of time. It's a whole thing. We'll need to probably alter our minds a little bit to talk about it, but we'll do that later.
Oh, I'm sure we can find something to do that. I've heard
Yeah.
great things about mushrooms. There's this
Yeah.
herb that I heard about once.
Right.
When the tribe was nearby.
I knew I was
where
gonna
was
like
that?
you.
The Great Crag. That we can.
Yeah.
There's things you can do.
So we have time, but just know in general, Carnepsis, big stuff's gonna happen at some point. I'm not gonna go alone, but I'm like super curious. But let's do your thing. Let's do this thing first. I'm with it.
Okay. I'm going to tell you now. I have a feeling I'm probably going to be very insulted at some point. Let's not hurt anyone yet.
Oh, that'll be fun.
We don't want
Yeah.
anyone knowing what you can do just yet. We want to keep it under our thumb for when something big happens. Okay,
I'll
buddy.
just melt them a little bit. Just a little.
Only a little bit. Maybe only their armor. Maybe not their faces. We'll avoid faces for now.
We'll see. My control's not so great sometimes.
That's
We'll
okay.
see.
Maybe a little nibble on the finger, like taking a little finger off. That might
I
be
think
fun.
they should probably just not insult you.
Oh, that would be ideal. And this is all happening in our heads. So like, we're just standing there looking. I'm just standing there looking at him, just like.
Figure you're kind of making your way over to the
Yeah.
area where the others are. So we'll let Chris. So Chris was first on the initiative. You're having that conversation with Smoke as y'all walk over towards where they're doing the farming and the gathering. The first ward folks. I can't wait for that interaction. Chris, you make your way over to the docks, and as you approach,
On my way to the docks, before I actually get close enough to talk to him, I want to take the coin out. I still have no clue how this actually functions, but Matron Hag, Carnepsis is here. If you can even hear this, I'm just imagining, or I'm just talking to a coin. Anyways, this will later.
so as you speak that, you feel the coin get frosty cold to your touch, like to the point where when you put it in your pocket, then there's a little bit of ice on your fingers, and you think you hear just a whisper. God.
Oh shit. Alright, so then I proceed to the turtle. You said I didn't know his name. I just saw a turtle. Correct.
So say that again.
So you're saying I don't know the turtle's name.
You don't know any of their names, so I'll tell you what happens as you're walking up. What you come across first of all, you see, again, the workers are in this area are mostly humans and half elves that are doing the work of building the docks and also out there fishing. Out in the water is where the turtle is. But the first ones you come upon are the human leader standing with his hands behind his back, looking very obviously arrogant. He looks very similar to Derek, the governor, the one you saw at the lottery. The big dog, who is one of the leaders of the Shadow Merchants. and one of the three triumvirs of the Thrashk clan. So this dude's a big deal. His daddy's a big deal, we should say, right? This is like Senator's boy, but next in line, right? So more like Prince. Very regal, standing and overseeing, and every once in a while. Yes, tell them to make sure not to go too far in that direction. We want to keep them kind of clustered at first. It'll be easier for us to monitor. He's giving these big, larger commands. And then the one who is giving, I should say, since this is the fourth ward, that's more what you'll see, Alaina, is that guy, this Lyric, is a lady, but she's still very regal. She's still very much in the same vein. She's a human offspring of her daddy, which is a leader. She favors him. She's got the same dark hair, very regal clothing. She's actually wearing this like powder blue, dress piece that's actually cropped in to be fitted with leather into an armor. And she's got a little rapier at her side. But she's saying, keep them clustered in, make sure we don't go too far. She's giving very, very infrequent orders. And then she's very proudly watching in front of her, which is the elf woman, who's very actively, yeah, that's right. Okay, one more here, you over here. Okay, we need to go see what's taking them so long. See if you can help them. We need some more lumber. See if you can speed up that operation because we're holding this up on this end. You go with them. See if you can help them. What's going on with the nets? How many more do we need? Go check with Kaz and see if they need more nets or poles or what we're looking for there. So as you walk up,
her last name again?
Lyric Velderin.
Velderin.
Their backs are to you. They're looking out as you approach.
Okay. Is it custom to bow?
No, she's not like royalty, but she is. This would be more like a lord's daughter or something, right? So not like a princess.
Okay.
But somebody who is important.
And that name again?
Lyric Velderin.
Velderin? Oh, Lady Velderin.
Yes.
Vol.
May I help you?
Vol, I heard you saying you needed lumber.
Well, yes, I'm trying to increase the lumber because as we're building the docks. Excuse me, who are you again?
Volburn.
And why are you here?
Point me in the right direction. I'll help get lumber. Sorry.
But who are you though? I don't understand. Are you one of the? Have we hired you?
No, I'm one of the things.
You are one of the Thanes? Which ward?
Third.
And as you say that, she sees you got a pen that marks you as one of the Thanes. It's actually just a very simple crest of House Thrashk. So you're marked as one of the affiliates of House Thrashk. Okay, I see. So that means that you are under my sister. How is Zara treating you?
Well, very well, in fact.
Really? Well, she can be tough. So you must be worth something if she hasn't run you off yet. You say you want to help us here.
Of course.
Well, we've pretty much got the dock building operation under control, unless you have some specific experience with construction or lumbering.
Good at carrying and moving weight.
How are you with fishing?
I can fish.
In that case, how about report to Kaz over there? He's the big guy that looks like a turtle.
And you said he was out in the water, right? How far out is he?
He's foot and a half.
Okay, cool. Yes, my lady, consider it done. No.
Think that he could use more help than we can because less people are comfortable around the water for some reason.
Yeah.
And then she kind of pokes that elf woman in front of her when she says it. Yes, I heard that. I can't help it. I've never been around water before. Stop making fun of me. And you give me a perception roll, Vol. Give me a roll, Vol.
16
16.
or 4.
Yeah, that's definitely good enough to first of all notice that this woman that she called Zavi, when she was jesting, she was like, "Yeah, some people are scared of the water, apparently, right, Zavi?" Zavi is the elf woman in front of her, who, when she gets kind of poked, is going to swat her back in a really playful, like flirty way. And you're picking up that these two are probably a couple. That Lyric and Zavi are probably lovers. So go see what Kaz wants, and we appreciate your help. Thank you for coming over to assist.
Anything I can do? Building a community, after all. Nice meeting the two of you. No, head over to Kaz.
Well, that is a refreshing attitude from your type, I should say.
I'll just grunt at that before I move off. I'm not gonna dignify that one with a response.
Yeah, I mean, monsters are not well thought of. I mean, and there's
That's
pretty
what I'm working
good
at
reason.
here, though. I'm gonna change
There
this.
there definitely been raids from Droaam and for a long time.
We'll fix it.
Like
Bugbear's gonna be nobles by the time I'm done with this. Respected villagers.
Hey man, and that's how you change the world for real, is just by your actions. You know, words aren't gonna do shit. You gotta be kind. Like, next thing you know, maybe they'll trust the next Bugbear better. So as you go and wade out into the water, I feel like we should just let's cut back. Let's not stick here. Well, let's cut back. And Alaina, as you are walking and chatting with Smoke, and you make your way through the tents, you see that people aren't really in their tents. There might be one or two folks who are taking naps, or maybe they're ill, that are lying in their tents as you go by, or maybe they got overheated. Yeah, it is pretty hot. It's pretty hot. You make your way through the tents, and then you head out into the outskirts where beyond the lodge, which is being built. So you walk past what would be Doran, the half-orc. All right, good job on that side. This side, look at that side. Needs to look more like that. You need to even it up. He's barking orders, and that Goliath chick, along with their various gnolls that they're working with, that are doing a lot of the grunt work. So you pass them as they're building the lodge, and beyond that, you get to the area that's being cleared for the farming. And the stuff that's going on here, you've got these first ward folks, the human, the one that I described earlier, the eldest offspring of Derek de Velderan. And you know, as a de Velderan, that he has the dragon mark of House Thrask. Having that "de" in front of the name distinguishes that, as does Zara, your lieutenant governor. So as you approach, he's standing there very regally, overlooking, very finely dressed. He's got that same like light pink kind of livery going on that his sister had, the other fancy lady, Lark. But again, his is cobbled into what looks like some pretty significant armor. It looks at first glance like maybe it's just some like padded, but then you see that there's definitely sewn in some scale. So probably like a half scale. It's burnished down, so it's not real shiny, but it's very like fancy and almost understated. And he's just standing there, and he's overseeing. You know, he's supremely confident. You can just tell, and he's watching. All right, so just a few more rows here. Let's bring it out. Let's do 50. Do another one just like it here. Make a square. He's given orders to what are standing around him to his right. Very, again, that colorfully dressed with the different flowing scarves, light scarves, the half-elf wizard. Yes, that should be enough there, and then we can work on the farm. As you walk up, the ones on the left, it's clearly it's a sibling pair because they look alike. A young elf guy and lady. I'll be so glad once we can finally get some kind of accommodations. Katie, did you bring any of that wine? Yes, brother, but there's not a lot of it. Maybe we should wait till later. So as you walk up, you come upon this conversation, and out in the fields doing the actual work are mainly some of your goblin kin, mainly greenskins like you. I believe you're greenskin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then some ogres are doing the more heavy work, pulling the plows, things like that. So they're building structures, they're plowing, they're clearing trees. And then again, some of the other goblins that aren't doing the work immediately for the farming are scattering out into the surroundings, doing some gathering.
Okay, I'll kind of like walk up, still kind of like mentally having this conversation, and just walk right in front of him and just look up.
Yes, may we help you?
Yeah, Zara sent me over here. I'm supposed to help.
Zara sent you? And then he
Yeah.
looks. This is Davin, the human guy who's the lieutenant governor of the first ward. He notices a Thrash pen. Where did you get that?
I'm a Thane of the Third Ward. It was a very complicated process. Really kind of just got a little lost, and then somebody had to, like, help me make sure I found my way, and then I fought some kobolds, and then, it was just some fun stuff.
Okay, that was way more information.
If you really want, I can tell you a little bit more. There's this really fascinating thing that happened in the temple.
Please, ma'am. So you say you are a Thane of the Third?
Yeah, I am.
And your name?
My name is Ezzy.
Okay, Ezzy. Well, I'm Davin de Velderan, lieutenant governor of the First Ward.
Okay, good to know.
Yes, it's definitely a good thing for you to, at least for the time that you're serving in this capacity, which I can't imagine will be too long.
All right, now you just think that, and I'll give him a little tap on the hand.
Well, my sister is known to be very difficult, and
Also, I'm old and will probably die in the next couple years, so you're not wrong. But let's just keep moving along. I was sent to help. What can I do? I'm not really good at the whole that. I'm really more good at the traveling and the animals. But what do you need with, and what can I do?
So Zara sent you to come help, did she?
Well, I kind of got last pick of the barrel. Everybody else's legs were faster than mine.
Oh, we were your last choice.
Very much so, yes.
You don't want to join your brothers and sisters out in these fields. You're welcome to do so. The others
Again,
are.
that's not exactly my forte. We weren't so much farmers. Again,
Got you.
I raised wargs for battle.
Well, the others.
If you need anything, I can help with anything animal related. I can do if you need any prayers that need to be done, I can do things with that. If you need things to melt your face off, I can do that.
Well, Lord
simple things.
Velderan, the man to the left says, if she's good with animals, we could just send her into the woods. There's plenty of animals out there. Oh, stop it, Chaz. Don't try to get her killed. You're so bad. She thinks it's funny and she's laughing. No, it'll be funny. She can tell her she can go. Do you want to go find some animals in the? I don't know what you want from me.
What do you want? You want me to find an owl bear or bring it back? I don't like some specific guidance would be nice, but if you want me to just go into the wood and find some animals, yeah, sure, I can be a fairy tale princess from the stories and come back with fluttering birds.
The one to his right, the one that's very colorfully dressed, notices when you say owl bear. Well, if she could bring back something interesting or valuable from the woods, I'm not going to argue with that. Send her out. Why not?
Kind of like turn to my little buddy. Just think to him, These fuckers.
Hold on. What is that?
It's a salamander wyvern. I found a great deal on it in the oh gosh, where were we? We were at a place. They sold animals. I feel like it started with an M. Names don't stick very well. I'm not going to remember any of your names. I'm telling you that right now. I know that you're important, and that's great and all well and good and all, but the elderly, the names don't stick as much, but your faces, I'll remember.
So they're watching as you're talking, and they stopped listening to you a long time ago and started staring at the dragon on your shoulder. And they're all eyeing it. Well, that is an interesting creature you have there, I should say.
As I said, it's a salamander wyvern. They're very common among the goblin hordes. They're more pests or anything, but this little guy got into my heart.
Interesting. Looks a lot like a tiny dragon.
Yeah, you would think that, but dragons don't really come this small. You see that the salamander wyvern, it's a very far off descendant. So there was this very strange thing with mating habits. There was this one dragon a long time ago. I'm sure if you asked if you wanted to go out there and ask Cronepsis, he could tell you. There's this one dragon a long time ago that did some really strange things with his mating habit, and because of that, the genetics kind of filtered down, and evolution happened because of that. These little guys, they basically what they do is their acid destroys rocks and actually helps create groves near riverbeds.
So it's not a black dragon, but it spits acid like a black dragon, and it looks like a black dragon.
It's called a salamander wyvern. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you found that, I'm very interested to see what other creatures you might find. So if you can find something interesting out there, and while you're gathering with the others, if you could maybe find some food, we could always, if we don't die, that's good. Or something we can eat. I don't know. Just, yes, make yourself useful. That's fine.
All right, bye. Then I'll just start walking away.
How long do you think she will last, Katie? Stop being mean, brother. Don't be cruel. Let's make a pool. I give her until she gets into the woods. Well, I give her longer than you. What about that? Oh, now you're just being silly, Katie. This old goblin lady's not gonna lie. I'll take that bet. How about we bet that Pegasus that you love so much? I'm not giving you my Pegasus, Chaz. Well, I will trade it for, I don't know, my twin griffins, the albino ones. It's a deal. So as you walk off, you hear him making bets on how long you're gonna last. We're going to cut back to Chris and Vol. Vol, as you start to wade out into the water, the air is real hot, right? It's hot outside. So you're starting to sweat. You got this fur on because you're bugbear, but the water's nice and chill. And as you make your way in, it's pretty rocky. It's these big smooth rocks. And just go ahead and give me a dex save. And see how well you fare as you just kind of wobble your way out there. All right, so it's rough. So you're not used to this, right? You don't do water. So you haven't been to this area. You haven't seen. So these little rocks, the water's clear, but what messes you up is that you're not used to when you look that it's not where it looks like it is because of the refraction of the light, as we know. As you see, you go to step and you go to avoid something, you just hit it. You hit this rock, foot slips right in between it, and you go to stumble down. You stumble down on one knee, and you're wet down. All like lower area. Some of the folks standing around watching kind of snicker, but you get back up and you continue on, and you want to make your way towards the turtle and talk to him.
Cass, yeah.
I didn't hear you. I think you might. Are you muted? You're muted.
My bad.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna keep walking towards Cass.
as you approach what has been identified as Cass, he's He's standing with somebody who looks like they've been working on a net. So what you got to do here is see these holes. They're much too big. We're looking for some smaller fish here. So you got to make a little bit of smaller holes. Otherwise, it's because we need the little ones for bait for the bigger ones. So he's teaching one of these other, it's a half elf, how to make a better net. Right, that's better over there. He looks over at somebody who's spear fishing. Keep it like that. Good form. You'll get you one. Somebody else is pulling a net in that's got some smaller fish in it. Looks like it's got about 10 or 15 smaller ones. There you go. That's right. Bring them on up. Put them in the basket. So he's clearly leading the operation. So you want to approach him?
Yeah. Hey, would he be someone I would address as Lord?
Excuse me?
No.
This is just another thing.
Just another thing. Okay.
Like you.
Hey, Cass.
Oh, who do we got here? He reaches out to shake your hand.
Vol, here to help.
Very rough skin. Yeah. Scaly feeling, kind of light but dry.
I never met a turtle before. It's a whole new experience.
Well, now you met one. What have I met now? You're the big fella.
I'm a bugbear.
Oh yeah, I know that. But what's your name again?
Vol, short for Volber.
They call you Vol. Well, they call me Kaz, but my name is Kazarine Durheim.
Well, I'll stick with Kaz if that's okay with you.
Oh yeah, just call me Kaz.
Excellent.
Now, what can I help you with, Vol?
Where do you need me? I'm out here to help.
Oh, you came to help? Who? As he's trying to kind of figure out what you already sees the Thrash. Well, you wanted the Thanes. Where'd you the Thane from?
I'm the Thane from Ward 3.
Okay, yeah, the other one of the... Okay, yeah, the ones with the other monsters, right?
Yeah.
So the Droaams. So you one of them Droaams.
I am.
Well, you know what? People said bad things about you Droaams, but you know what? People said all kinds of things about all kinds of other creatures and people. And you know what I found? Most of that is bullshit. So if you came here to help, then let's do this. What you know about fishing?
I fished a little. Gotta be honest with you, I can't really do the deep water too well. But if you need someone...
Well, we ain't doing no deep water. No, that's fine. We're not going to send you out. We got a couple guys out on the boat trying to get some bigger stuff. But here's what we're going to do. Take this net. Hey, Jerome, bring him a net. One of the humans comes over and hands you. So let's show you how it's done here. So he goes on and he starts to show. He's like, first you got to make sure you grab it by this first corner right here. And then the key is you hold it by the middle with your other hand. And what it's all about is you got to actually flip your wrist right when you get to about right here. And he like guides you and he shows you. So give me a performance. This is dex-based stuff, so just give me a 20 and add your dex bonus.
Is there any chance I can make this an athletics thing? Be kind of like throwing a discus, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's do it. Let's play to your strengths.
Wicked.
Literally. You toss it out there. What'd you get?
Figure 9.
A 9?
Yeah. Unless it's at advantage, then it'd be a 15.
So you start to try to follow the instructions it gives you, and it's a little awkward, right? So first time you really dealt with a net, you get it tangled a few times, and you're not really catching anything. He's like, okay, well, so what you got to do differently here? Let's move your hand. Put it right here, and then you're flipping your wrist too soon. You got to wait till you're out a little bit. Extend your arms, get out a little bit, and then you bring it around like this. So give me another roll. Another athletic.
No athletics. I'm sorry, I was acrobats. There's athletics.
So we'll go down. So at this point, I'll give you advantage because you've been working with him. He actually, good interaction. So we'll give you that 17, and we'll say, at this point, you're starting to figure it out. And he's like, yeah, there you go. That's right. Just fling it like that. Now, what you got to do is go over there a little bit out here. And you see right there? Look down like this. Look down. Get with me.
Yeah.
Get with me. He pulls your head down a little bit. He's like, okay, look right there. You see how that water gets a little darker right there?
Yeah.
That little, right in that area, it's like a darker blue.
Yeah.
That's where it dips down. Okay, so that's where the fish, they like to hide down there. So go kind of close over there and then put the net in that area. And do that a few times. Let's see what you get, okay?
All right.
So go give me a straight D20.
Straight D20.
Oh, all right. So, shit, I wasn't playing for that. So as you go to cast the net out, he was right. This is the spot. This is the spot. You're casting. You're like raking them in. Not only do you get 20 fish within the next hour, 20 eatable, nice sized fish, not bait fish. Good, but there you go. You a natural.
Thanks, Phil.
After a while, on one cast, you get like a heavy, like it's not moving like the fish were either. It's like solid. And you yank and you pull that shit up, and with the natural, you pull up a little chest, a little wooden chest, just locked.
Can I pry it open by chance?
You can try to. Give me a strength. Woo! You are like ripping, grab it, you pull it. You super awesome effort. Doesn't budge.
It's put in the bag.
It is surprisingly heavy for how small. It's like the size of. Let me think. So it's like 2 by 1.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of these actions. It's the size of a medium-sized cat.
Roger that. Good picture.
So maybe a little bigger, maybe like dog size. So, but it's super heavy. So it's locked. You're not sure what's in it. And, well, what you find there, boy? See, that don't look like a fish.
I found this chest. It was down there with the fish. It's a hell of a get out.
Oh, well, hey. Well, it's locked up, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you found you some treasure.
I'd say so. Can't get it open though. And I show him.
Yeah, don't look like you're gonna be able to open that unless you pick that lock.
Can't say I have much experience with that.
Yeah, you and me neither. Oh, you might be able to find somebody to do it for you. I say that's some good fortune you got there.
I owe it to you. I tell you what, if whatever I find here can be divided, you'll get some.
Hey, I don't want none of your stuff. Here's what I want. I just want you to tell me what you find. I'm just curious.
Consider it done. You'll be the first one to know other than me.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind, if you do or whatever, it would be nice to know because buried treasure, that's just interesting.
I tell you what, one fellow treasure hunter to another. How about after I open this and find out what's in it, do you mind teaching me how to swim?
Oh, I mean, we don't gotta make a deal. I just teach you as we working together.
Not a deal, just asking, as a friend.
Yeah, of course.
Do it to you.
Yeah, I mean, you already got fishing down. You better be able to swim. I mean, gonna be, swimming. I was kind of born in the water, so it just come natural to me. But we can work on it for sure. I'm glad to have you working with me, Vol. This is working out pretty well. Like I told you, people try to tell me bad things about you all Droaams. But not everybody gonna be bad from any place. That's what I found.
You're
seem
good
good to
people,
me.
Cass. You're good people.
I do my best. Buddy. So let's get back to fishing. How about that? So y'all just continue working together. And as you're fishing and pulling them in, he's also at points taking you out a little deeper and showing you some things about swimming. So you won't like completely fail at swimming at this point. You got at least enough where you could do like a disadvantage roll. If you keep working on it, then you can get better at it.
Okay, cool.
So working towards that. So let's get back over to Ezzy. Ezzy, you have decided to do what to try to help?
Well, I guess I'll go out towards where the gatherers are. Kind of wave a little hello. Do any of them look, are these more greenskins or?
Yeah, it's just your more common greenskins, and they're
Okay.
kind of you wave at them, and they're like
Just
waving.
cheery little. I mean, full scale male. I've got a crossbow and a warhammer on my
Yeah.
back, and then like I am like it's obvious that I was a battle commander. Like,
Well, and these are like straight tattered clothes,
yep.
like not educated, just laborers looking at you like.
Kind of give them a wave. And I'll kind of. Does any one of them look to be more in charge than the others? I mean, or are they all pretty?
They're following the orders of the ones that are lead the things. They're just following the orders of Davin. So it doesn't look like they've given any kind of power to any of them. They're all just doing grunt work, you know. Uh-oh. Looks like Elena's frozen.
Oh, might have lost her. Can you hear us?
We've lost Elena. Unless she's just sitting like that.
She's not answering back unless she can hear us either.
Just to mess with us.